I'm Robbie. I'm with Arvig. I work for the tech team department. We actually do PC repair, anything that you would need at your house. And we're here today for a Skype workshop. We're finding out what is the whole hype with Skype. So what I'd like to do is go through, I gotta give you a little cliff note and little cards there. First of all, we're gonna create an account. We're going to download Skype and show you how to do that. We're gonna log in and show you how to add your friends and family and make a call. I actually got a technician waiting for a call right live at the office. And before I go too far, I gotta let him know we're gonna give him a call. Yeah. Make sure he's at his desk. There. He'll get to his desk and we'll start out. So if you guys got any questions, don't hesitate. This is working with you, so if you're lost or want some elaboration, go ahead and ask out. And we'll also have time for more questions at the end. So don't be shy. So first of all, the first thing you got to do is go to Skype.com. I already have it up here. This is their homepage. It can be a little confusing. So to sign up for your account, you actually have to click on the top right corner there for sign in. Once we load that page, it's asking you here to sign into Skype. All right, so here's the sign in page. This is where you would normally sign in if you already had an account. So what we're looking for is how to sign up. So if I scroll just a little bit farther down, create new accounts on the bottom. So here's where you would create your account. You'd start by putting in your first name, last name, and your email address. And most people are scared to put in their actual information. The thing to remember is certainly put in your name, address, and birth date. That way, in case you have to, forget your password and try to find it, you're not going to have to remember what fake information you put in. Put in your real information. It also helps your family find you. The things you don't want to put in is stuff like your credit card information, social security, any other personal information besides your name, maybe where you live, and just the email address, nothing else. So again, first name, last name, email address, and type it in one more time just to make sure you have it all spelled correctly. Scrolling down a little further, we'll find the rest of the information. There it's asking for your birth date, city, if you speak English, they have a lot of other languages you can use as well. And what you want is your Skype name. The Skype name is very important. That's how people can look you up and add you on Skype. So to make it easy, what I always recommend is first name dot last name. So for instance, me, it would be Robbie.Olson. And spelling, it's really going to help. Make sure you didn't type that in because they're not going to verify it. Once you've created the account, it's permanent. You can't change that name. So again, first name dot last name or first name dash last name. If you have a really common name, you can get a little crafty. Again, dashes normally work because dashes aren't normally used. The little line between the words, dots most popular. So if you have a very common name, John Doe, you probably want to put John Dash Doe. Or if that's even taken, which it very well could be, maybe add an important number at the end.
Okay. So that you can use name and number and other.
Correct. You can use any characters you really want in that, but you want to make it as simplistic as possible so you don't have to, say, well, it's Butterfly Kisses 64. Yeah. Who's going to know that? Below that is your password. This is the password you'd use to log into Skype once you have your Skype name selected. That can be changed, but again, make sure you're putting numbers in there as well. You want it secure.
And how many does it have to be, like 8 or more or something?
I believe it's 8 or more, and even if it doesn't require it, I recommend 8 or more. Mm-hmm. You don't want somebody logging in as you, pretending to be you, or other security risks.
And it's good to put numbers in.
Always great to put numbers in, yes. There's the checkbox. That's asking if they want to send you emails. It's not really spam, but it is little advertisements you get from Microsoft. I always recommend unchecking that. Yep, and that will always be checked by default, so you have to read carefully, making sure that that's unchecked. Otherwise, you'll just get a little additional junk mail. Down here is a thing called a CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA is so that robots can't log in and make a fake account on Skype. So they don't have a technology yet that can look at that picture and decipher what it's saying on the picture. So right there, it would be, I actually can't make out that first one. So if you can't see or make something out, it looks kind of like an S, but I'm unsure. I can always click the new button. That'll allow me to change the CAPTCHA to something I probably can read.
Oh, yes.
That's very helpful because people trying to make an account get stuck at this all the time. And if you still can't read it, or maybe it's a little blurry, I know the projector makes it a little blurrier than it should be. You can actually even do audio. Just give it a tap, and I hope I have my sound on. Whoops, I right-clicked. And there it's trying to, that'll try to read to you that little phrase.
Right next to you.
Yep, it'll say right here audio.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep. You click audio and then you just click the little microphone and it'll read it to you if you have some problems. I don't find that as handy, but it's still there for a feature. So once you've deciphered what's on this little note there, just type it there and click agree. And there it'll sign up your entire account right then and there. It'll send you an email to your email address that wants you to verify that you're not a robot again. You just got to click, open your email, click the verification link, and then you're done. We're on to the next step. I had set one up, but I've actually already set up the account already for the display account. But that would be the first step.
So we do this and then we go off of it because we have to go to the email, right?
Yep, you have to go to your email after that because it's going to send you an email.
And then how do you get back onto this again?
Yep, go back to skype.com. So we're going to do that right now to download Skype,
Okay.
now that we've went through the steps of creating the account. And any questions so far? Yes?
Cost.
The cost is free. To use Skype for just a video conversation around the world, it's completely nothing. If you want to use it for, say, a long distance service, there is charges involved. I don't recommend using that. You're probably not going to be calling somebody in another country or even using your computer for a phone call. But it is there. They do have those features. It's nice for people that are traveling and don't have a phone or their cell phone broke. They can log into Skype, pay a fee, and use the telephone. Other than that, Skype's free.
Now, is it free to like Sweden?
I'm sorry?
Is it free like over to Sweden?
Is it free to Sweden? It's free video calling anywhere. I can call Sweden, I can call China. Yep, I actually got a friend in Africa I call, he's in South Africa. It's extremely handy for that. All right, let's go back to skype.com now that we went to our email.
So we put in Skype.com.
Yep, it's right there in the address bar.
Doesn't anything come up on the side of your screen? That says Skype?
For some people, there'll be a little bar that you can make a bookmark. Is that what you're referring to? You can add that to it. It's probably unnecessary. You only go to this website maybe twice, and then you're just going to use the client.
Okay.
So here we're trying to download Skype. So you see the nice easy button right in the middle of the screen. We'll just give that a click. And we can select what we want to install it on. In this demonstration, we're going to be using the actual computer. So make sure computer is selected, and then it says Skype for Windows. So we'll get Skype for Windows. And it says start using Skype, and now it's asking me where I want to download the file. For this, we're going to put it right on our desktop so it's nice and easy to see. So here it says Skype setup. Looks all good to me. I'm just going to click Save. So there in the bottom corner, it shows that it's completed downloading. And now we're going to install it here. So we'll minimize this. And right up in the top corner, you can't see it because of the light. I'll pull it over. There's our little Skype setup. So all we do is double click on it, and it'll start bringing us through the easy instructions. Hit yes. This is just asking permission to install the program.
Yeah, that's what I've always wanted to know when they say, do you want to make changes to your...
Yep. Anytime this window pops up, it's some program or something in your computer asking permission to either install or change a setting. So if this pops up, it's probably important, especially if you didn't click on anything and this pops up. That could be a sign of something malicious.
Okay, and then if you have gone in something, this comes up.
Yep, and then you can read what it is. So it says program name here, Skype, verify publisher, Skype software. So you know that's what you just clicked on.
Okay, then.
Yep.
What kind of changes do they make to your computer?
It just installs the program is all it does. Yep. So here it's asking what language you need. So we'll leave it to English. There's a bunch of different ones to select because, again, it's used globally. And this is very important. On any free program that you download from the internet, Skype being one of these, they try to recoup their costs because they're giving you a product that's very expensive. So to do that, they try to maybe say, would you like to try this free program? Or would you like to switch your home page? Or change your search engine so you do different things on the internet? This is a perfect example that you always have to look for no matter what you install. This is trying to asking you if we can change our search engine from Google to Bing, and we don't want to do that. So make sure you're always reading these and uncheck these boxes. So we do not want to make Bing my homepage or MSN.
Okay, MSN is already my homepage, so just don't leave that on, or do I go to something else?
I would just uncheck it anyway, because you already have it done. You don't need the program to do it for you. Yep. Any questions on that piece? All right, so we'll hit continue. And now it'll do the install. Depending on how fast your computer is, this doesn't take long at all. And normally it just takes a couple minutes. This takes care of all the installation and all the configuring you need, so you don't have to do anything. Now we can use our Skype name and password that we created before. So in this instance, I've already made my Skype name, so you can either use your Skype name or email address to sign in. So I'm going ahead and sign in. Oh, there I am. That's why. So I would have to type in my full Skype name in this instance, so I put Robbie-Olson, because apparently I'm popular as well. I'm a John Doe. So here I'll sign in one more time. And now it's going to go through just the initial setup. So what it wants to do is it's going to check for microphone, your webcam, and maybe even make a profile picture so when people are looking for you, they'll see your face.
Where did you get your picture from?
They actually take a picture right on the webcam. I'll show you here in just a bit. So we'll hit continue. And now it's checking for speakers that are working, the microphone's picking us up, and camera. So since that's all taken care of and we can already see they're all working, we don't have to worry about it. We can just simply hit next.
So did you have, like, say, take your picture, did you push something?
I haven't taken my picture yet.
Okay, oh.
So that should be coming up here. So we'll hit continue. And now it's asking to add a profile picture. So we'll hit continue because we want to add one. And now it's asking to take a picture of ourselves. So I'm going to tilt this around and we're going to take a picture of everybody. All right, everybody say cheese.
Cheese.
And there's the picture of everybody. So on this picture, you can see that it's not quite cropped. Maybe you want to center it a little bit better. Maybe it was a picture that you took before and it wasn't intended for Skype. You can simply grab this little dial right here and dial it in to how close you want it and where you want it. So since we're a group, I'm going to leave it all the way out to show a lot of the picture. So we're going to go use this picture. And there's my whole profile. Robbie Olson, I'm online, I'm from Perham, Minnesota. And I will start using Skype.
You don't like your picture, can you do it over?
Yep, you can change it anytime. Yep. A lot of people, my mother, I know she uses it for the season, so she'll put a Christmas picture up, Thanksgiving, New Year's, even football season.
Oh.
Yep.
So how do you take the picture? You gotta push something with the camera.
Yep, it has a button that says take picture, and then just make sure you're centered in the webcam. So here's the interface. It'll show like a little update, news about Skype on the side, and here's all your contact lists on the edge here. So right here, this is my profile and picture. It shows me online. I can do a search to see if I'm looking for my friends or family, or I can add a contact. Now this is important. When you're trying to add a contact, you're probably going to have their email address, or you're going to ask your family member for their Skype name. Without that, it's going to be very hard to find them. Especially, as you said, with common names. You type in John Doe, it's going to be a list a mile long. So here, we can just simply add the plus button, and we can type in someone's Skype name right here and search it. I've already searched one of my coworkers right now at Perham at Arvig, and he's already added. That's my last person I added as a contact. But all I would type in is their Skype name, and it would pop right up in the list. So since I've already added Todd, we'll certainly...
Email? Can you do your email?
Yep, you can use your email or the Skype name. That's what you would have to ask your family members for. It also, when you have some family members, it'll give you some recommendations. So, to give you an example, I added my uncle. Well, maybe my aunt will show up as a same result that I could add as well. It's handy. Any questions so far?
So now does the other person have to be on their computer at the time that you Skype?
Correct. So when you log in, that shows that you're online and ready to take a call. Or at least your computer's online ready to take a call. If you walk away and you haven't moved your mouse, this little green check mark up right on the top there, that will show orange as you're away from your computer. But at least you're signed in. So it kind of gives you a little notification if they're ready. Another setting is when you first sign in, it saves your email or your Skype name and password, so you don't have to log in again. But when it does that, it also likes to start up when you boot up your computer. So when you turn on your computer, Skype will already be signed in, and you'll see it like this when you start up your computer. It'll be just that little blue icon with a line underneath, letting you know that you've already signed in. Any other questions?
So, did I catch you? You turn on your computer
And it signs in for you.
even though you're not wanting to go on Skype?
Correct.
So then how do you get that on?
So if you wanted to sign out of Skype and get it off when you boot your computer, it'll be right down here in the bottom tray where the time is. And you'll look through the list, and you should see something that shows like Skype, which is that little logo right there. Give it a right click, and it'll say quit. And that's how you would close out of Skype entirely. Just by going up here to the red X, hitting this button right here, does not close Skype. It only minimizes it down to that little blue S. So great question. That's vitally important.
You should go off that then, or you should do that, or?
If you don't want to be in Skype, you should do that. Otherwise, I leave it always signing in. That way someone can call me.
I've never done that, yeah.
It makes it handy. That way you're readily available because you don't know when someone wants to call you.
So whenever you would have your computer on, then somebody could Skype you?
Correct.
Okay.
If you sign out, there's no way someone's going to get a hold of you whatsoever.
So that comes up when you turn on your computer. What if you want to, could you leave it on and still go on to other things like your internet and all that other stuff?
Yes, you can leave your program up and running in the background, even the window like this, and you can go ahead and do other things. So it's not going to take over your computer.
But then if somebody was calling you on Skype, that would pop up.
Yep.
Hear that noise.
If someone was calling you on Skype, and we're actually going to have him give us a call here in a test call, you can see how it rings and it notifies you.
Okay.
It's very, very handy.
Okay.
And say you're signed in on Skype and an iPad, so you have two devices that you're signed in on. It's going to ring both of them at the same time. And whoever answers first gets the call. Yep, just like the iPhone.
So if you were on email, it would ring.
Correct.
Us.
If you're watching a YouTube video, if you're on email, browsing the web, looking at Facebook, it'll still ring you. All right, anything else? All right, well, let's see if we can give him a test call here. So I'll just go ahead and click on his name, and then here it pops up asking us with those little blue circles. Here we can give a video call, a telephone call. This is just using your microphone with no camera. Say I'm not dressed in the morning, I had to call someone quick. You don't want to see people seeing you, so that's without camera. Or if you want to you're already having a call and you wanted to add someone to a group. So a perfect example is using my uncle again. I'm calling my uncle, but my aunt's in another state and wants to join our three-way call. You can simply click this button to add that extra person. And you can have up to 8 people in a call with, I believe, 4 people in video. It makes it nice, handy. So, say you had to do, for us, we can even use Skype for business meetings. So if we had multiple parties involved, we can call. Otherwise, it's great for, I know one of my family members just had a baby, and they wanted grandma and grandpa, aunts and uncles, they wanted everybody in the call to see the baby. So let's go ahead and give my colleague Todd a call here in the tech team. I apologize for my speaker being a little bit quiet. Hello, Todd.
Good morning.
I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the group.
Sure.
This is Todd Matson. He's in our Perm office. He's actually at his desk right now helping calls and customers.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So as you can tell that Todd's using a headset right now. That's the best way to use Skype in a public area. You don't want people interrupting your phone call, so that's commonly used. Right now we're not using that. We're using just the built-in speaker, and on almost every laptop, the speaker, so he can hear us and hear you, is right here at the top lip. So make sure that's not covered or blocked by something. Also, on laptops, the camera will be in the same exact place. That's why I'm tilting you and aiming the camera, and you can see yourself there in the bottom camera.
Is that what he sees?
Yep, he sees that camera.
I can see him moving the camera up and down, tilting everything. Yep.
Yepper.
Depending on where the camera is focused on is what I see.
That's very important, and a lot of people, what they do is so they feel more secure because they don't have a lot of knowledge on how the camera works. I've seen people put tape right across the camera. If you're going to cover it, I recommend just using a cup or something you could lay over it. Don't use tape because you can get a lot of that sticky substance blocking the microphone and damaging it. So again, just something that you can lay over it if you really don't want to have the camera being used. Other than that, you can just make this a call, and he can be a one-way video. So you're not showing video, but we can still see him. The other things to add is right down here. Now say you're talking to somebody. My dog's barking. I don't want it to interrupt their conversation. So I want to mute myself quick and shut my dog up. So I'm going to go right down here to the bottom and see this blue button? That is actually the microphone. So you just give it a tap, it'll put a line through it. Now he's muted and he can't hear us.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Hey Todd, you're really bald today. Yep, he can't hear us. Yep. All right.
He's smiling.
He does that a lot to me.
Oh, see, there we go. There we go. So now another thing is, say that something came in the room, or I've had this. I've been on a call with a friend. The friend's at his house and he's talking in the living room, and it's nighttime. Okay, it's their family's home, and the dad will come walking out with underwear trying to hold some orange juice, just walking casually by. Something happens, and you suddenly want to cut that camera. He doesn't need to see that. Oh no, we're not just going to put our hand here. We're going to put our mouse right down on that blue icon down there, and tap the video feed. Now they can't see anything.
Right. I can't see you, but I can still hear you.
Correct. That's your easy controls. Now, you'll see this plus button here. This plus button is how to easily do that group call that I was talking about before. So you can add that aunt, that uncle to the call, whoever you want, so you can have a whole group session. So when you give it a tap, it'll ask you what you want to do, and just go add people to this call. Then it'll pop up a list, and you can type in, or it'll show up your full list of friends. I only have Todd as my friend today. But say you had 8 friends, all 8 friends would show up, and it would ask which one you want to add to the call. Just give it a click, it'll ring them and add them right to the call. That simple. The only other button that you have down below in that middle pane, when I'll put my mouse back over there, is the hang up button. That's how you completely end the call.
Okay, so say, for example, you had 2 different groups. Would you see the picture of both groups then?
Yeah, you would see, it would be like Todd's here in the middle. You see your camera down here. And then you see another camera for, say, uncle. Okay. So it would be just minimal. And say you don't want to look at Todd anymore, you wanted to look at this camera, you just give it a click. That way you can focus in on one camera. In fact, I should be able to click this one and make it a little bit smaller, so if it was in the way, or give it another click to bring it back up. But for the other cameras, it'll literally just replace Todd and put them in that spot. The other features that they have here is right down here, you'll see this little bubble. It shows IM, it says, when you put your mouse over it. This is where you would type something to somebody. So the best way to use this is if I'm trying to share something. I'm on Facebook, oh, you gotta see this. It's the funniest thing, and you can put your Facebook link right in the comments. So give it a click, and it brings up a whole chat window where I can literally type to that person if I'm having microphone issues. So I'll put, hello there. And there he gets the message. And Todd can type back. It says Todd's typing. Oh, now how's it going? So that's handy when you don't have a mic and want to just chat. Maybe it's one side. Yep, it'll pop right up as soon as he messages. So I was the first one who did it, so it popped up on his side.
When you got it, did you have to go to that little symbol there?
Yep, so we'll actually, one second here, I gotta close this little. So see right down here in the bottom, see that little button?
Yeah.
That's what you gotta click. And it'll bring that pane back and forth. The other fun thing that this can be used for is, I have a picture that I went on family vacation. I was trying to send it to my mom because I was in Florida. Oh, we just swam with the manatees. You gotta see this. So I click on this little paper clip, almost like you're putting an attachment to an email that you'd be using. Give it a click, and it'll ask what you want to attach. If you wanna send an image, send a document, even a video if we had one. In this case, we're gonna send them an image. So I'm gonna give it a click, and now it's gonna look for pictures from my computer. I don't think I have very many pictures, but let's take a peek what I can send Todd. There's a picture. I don't know what of, but we're going to send it to him. So there it pops up, and it'll pop up at his side asking him to download it so he can keep it. It's literally giving him a copy. Almost like I just gave you guys those thumb drives, giving you a copy of Skype. That's the full kit and how you would use the Skype sidebar. Other than that, what questions you guys got?
Would you take those, would you pick, like I have pictures on the side, you would go in there and pick a picture to do that?
Correct. You click that button and then you go and find your picture.
Oh.
Yep, whether it be in maybe your pictures folder or documents. All right, so for the last piece, I'm actually gonna have Todd call us so you guys can get a feel of how it would show up as if you guys were surfing the internet. So Todd, if you can give us exactly 2 minutes, I'm gonna pull up a web page and show them how it interrupts and nicely allows us to pick up the phone.
All right, I'll give you a few minutes. I'll give you a call.
All right, here we go. So there I closed the phone call, and now it's asking you for feedback. How was your call? Was it excellent? Was it a little fuzzy? Could you not hear them? That lets Skype know how they're doing and what they can improve upon. So after a call, you can just pick, like we had great performance this time. So we'll just give click the 5 stars here, and that's it, finish. Now Skype knows how our call was, and they know how to improve upon it in the future. So here we got Skype. We're done with the call with Todd, and now I want to go check Facebook. So I'm going to go back to where we were on Chrome, and I am going to go to Facebook. So here's where you would sign in, generally speaking. This is the home page. I'm going to open up another tab I'm going to look up when the schedule is for the Minnesota Vikings. And it looks like the next game, it will be September 11th at 12 p.m., so I got a couple months to get going. So there it's ringing, and it pops up on our screen saying, Todd Matson is calling. It gives us an option of how we want to answer. I want to answer with video. Hello, Todd.
Hey, guys.
All right. So that completes the full call. That little window will pop up nicely over anything you're doing. If it's a video, anything at all. And it doesn't interrupt, so you can just simply click the end button to ignore it if it becomes a problem. Yes?
If I hear that if you're not online even, that Skype or something can be taking pictures of your room and you.
You have to be connected for Skype to work, and it doesn't take pictures. The only picture it takes is your profile picture, which you choose. It just allows video feed to be seen by the other person. The other things you're thinking about would be, or maybe here in the news, is people that are trying to get into a computer separately that has nothing to do with Skype and do, wrongful activities, which is a concern, but that very rarely happens. You'd have to have a very infected computer and something going wrong with your before that would ever be a concern.
You hear it happening all on some stuff.
What that would be is someone leaving their Skype open, leaving a call on. Like say I walked away and Todd's still on the phone with us. And I just left that, being a college student, I just talk to my buddies all the time, I don't care. And I forgot my laptop's on and I go change in the corner. Well, yeah, he can still watch me, he can still see what I'm doing until I close that call.
Yeah, I can't see what Robbie is doing unless he accepts the call first.
And-
I can't just automatically turn on his camera through the Skype program.
Right. And if you have heard of somebody doing that on the news, there was instances where, say they needed IT help and they were remoting in the computer. Well, there's ways that you can leave a remote in the computer so you can log in anytime. Those are very few exceptions. That has nothing to do with Skype. So I wouldn't worry about it. The biggest thing that you would be concerned about is always hang up your call when you're done. You don't want to leave that open for hours and hours. Just because, well, I'll contact you later, I got to go grab something, and left the call running. So that's the whole presentation. I wanted to focus on the PC because that's generally the more confusing one.